Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. This one, I thought that the way it was storming this morning, I said, oh, this is gonna be a rough one. But it turned out to be pretty good. The sun is shining and it's really, really nice outside. I just wanted to take a minute to come on and just let everybody know that I know that some people are struggling, this year especially, but every year having a loved one that's incarcerated in a way, and other things, family members ain't here no more and stuff like that, it makes it like real difficult. Sometimes the holidays could be hard for people. So I just wanted to, like, the main purpose of everything that we doing is, yeah, it's transportation and we getting everybody to see their loved ones and this and that, but we also want y'all to know, like, we understand, like, we've been there, like, this is our life, this is, I got on my Vegas shirt, this is what we go through, so if anybody understands, we understand. And me personally, as dealing with this for as long as I've dealt with it, I just wanted to share some of my Thanksgivings that I had. There's 3 in particular out of, if anybody knows our story. My husband's been incarcerated almost 11 years, and so I've dealt with a lot of Thanksgivings, and if anything that I could share could help somebody get through a Thanksgiving, then I'm here to help. So the first Thanksgiving that I want to talk about is being in federal prison. They ship you all over the country, and my husband wound up getting sent to Kentucky, of all places. And I was like, when we found out he was going to Kentucky, like, it didn't skip a beat. I was just like, okay, let me find out so we could get there. But Kentucky was kind of rough. It really put my skills to the test. It made my dad proud of me. 12-hour ride. I was loving it. But I went a couple of times, and then it started coming up on Thanksgiving. And Thanksgiving was my mother's biggest holiday. My mom's no longer with us, so it's like, all the feelings that come up on Thanksgiving. So the months before that, when I was coming, I would see these ladies, and I would smile at them, and they smiled back, but that was about it. And this particular year, it was Thanksgiving, and I had it already set in my mind. I was I was going back to the hotel room to cry. To be honest, that's what I was going to do. And when I got outside to visit, the lady that always smiled at me, she was standing in front of my car, because they let us out in sections, so she wasn't coming out before me. So she was standing in front of my car, and she looked at me, and I guess she could just see it. It just was all over my face that I was, really in my feelings that day. And she was like, "You want to go to Golden Corral?" And I was like, "Sure." And it was her and another young lady, and we went to Golden Corral, and just talking and having a good time. And she turned out to be, I'm proud to say, not only just now my friend, but she's a pastor, and she's a doctor more than once, a doctor of theology and of medical, something in the medical field, I'm not exactly sure. And she's one of my closest friends to this day. And she helped me so much, because she has been going through this a little bit longer than me. So she helped me to get through it. She's the pastor of one of the biggest churches in Tennessee. So, like, I was just so grateful that, it was kind of like my mother was saying, like, don't worry, I got you. I'm going to put you in the hands of somebody that got you. And you've seen her. I've had her post things on the channel, on the page before. But she's one of my biggest friends to this day, and she's one of my spiritual advisor. And sometimes when I go off on a tangent, like on my personal page, and I say something, she'll come and just take it down, But I was grateful that I wound up, meeting her. And that Thanksgiving, like, she really helped me get through that Thanksgiving. And she also taught me how, because a lot of times we meet people in this process, and some of the women aren't so nice to each other, and they aren't so, smiling. And that's why I always tell everybody, you know, smile. When you see somebody else, smile at them and say whatever. You don't never know what type of day they having. So she taught me that. And even though there are some people that, you know, don't respond in a good way or don't whatever, continue to smile, continue to help people. And she taught me that. So when my husband got moved from Kentucky back to New York, and we started the service in New York, and everything was going good, what we wound up doing was that Thanksgiving, because sometimes we do weekend trips and stay in a hotel or whatever. So for that Thanksgiving, I told all the ladies, I said, you know, give me a couple of extra dollars. And I took the couple of extra dollars. I had a restaurant up by the facility do a catering for us. And I basically like surprised the ladies with, we went on a visit that Thursday. They all knew we were staying in a hotel because we made hotel reservations, but I had the restaurant cater, and I had another young lady who didn't ride with us, but you know, she was a friend, and she came up the day before and she decorated the little conference room in the hotel for the, you know, Thanksgiving. And when we got back off the visit, the food was there, desserts, everything. You know, the kids had a good time. The only thing, you know, everybody bought their little personals, and we stayed from Thursday. So we left the city like Wednesday night, and we stayed till Sunday. And those kids, not even so much the women, but like the kids had such a good time. Some of those kids never even left the city, like never even left the Bronx, or never even left Brooklyn, or never even left Queens, you know. And we had such a good time, and it was just a way for all of us to get through, you know, the tough holiday together. And it just like, it really meant a lot to see like those kids, and the women, they had so much fun. One of them wound up having a little bit too much fun and sleeping a little bit extra late, but we all had a good time and we bonded, you know. And there was another Thanksgiving where in between those two, actually, where on the way back, I don't know if anybody knows, but you know, the feds, when they move you around, they move you around. And they had this particular Thanksgiving, they started moving him like before Thanksgiving to move him back to New York. But because the feds are feds, and this is where your tax money goes, he was in Kentucky, and they put him on a plane and flew him to Oklahoma. And he wound up staying in Oklahoma. He was in Oklahoma for almost like a month. And then they come back here, and then I think he was in Pennsylvania or whatever. But I knew from him being moved before that, you know, it was going to be a while before I got to see him in a while, you know. And this is kind of like before we started the service in New York, we were kind of like in limbo, because we're like, we can't do the service there, we can't do it here, we don't know, you know. So I wound up taking a job at Walmart, of all places, taking a night job at Walmart just to occupy my mind. And that Thanksgiving, like, I had to, and those people thought I was crazy, because I would walk into Walmart smiling and laughing and being happy. I was so happy to be there, because it was taking my mind off of, you know, what I was going through. And the other girls that used to work, they looking at me like, why are you so happy? Why are you smiling so much? And so I had talked them into, I was like, okay, listen, this Thanksgiving's coming up, and we all wound up having to work on Thanksgiving at Walmart. Like, and I think my shift was like, I think I had to work from like 3, we had 18-hour shifts or some crazy nonsense like that. So I think I had to work from like 3 to 3 in the morning or something. So I made everybody make a dish. We all made dishes because we didn't want the food they was catering from some place. And I told everybody, put all the food in my car, and we had Thanksgiving in the Walmart parking lot. And that Thanksgiving, like, I had, you know, I just wanted to be surrounded and just take my mind off of stuff, you know. So I just want anybody to know that, you know, if anybody doesn't understand, I understand. And I know sometimes, you know, the men, they go through stuff in there. They may, you know, they're not always the best. You know, a lot of times around the holidays, people say, I just trust and believe. They appreciate everything you guys do, and they're going through stuff, and we're going through stuff. And I just want everybody to know, if anybody understands, trust me, me and my husband understand, and we've been dealing with this, and we just want everybody to know to just Like I said, if anybody needs some help, or you know, just somebody to talk to, reach out. And another thing I just wanted to say is, like, a lot of times when people reach out and they talk to me, you know, they'll say, oh, thank you so much for helping me, or oh, thank you so much for you know, being there for me and getting me through this hard time. And what you guys don't understand is, you guys help me way more than I help you. That's just the honest truth. There's no way I could have dealt with this process for so long and have all this information and go through how to do, you know, this and how to do that, if nobody didn't help me. So my way of giving back is helping somebody else, but at the same time it helps me because it distracts me from what I'm going through, and it also gives me pride to say, like, somebody helped me through this here. Let me show you how to get through this part of it. Let me show you how to deal with this aspect of the situation. And it just does something to me. So I know a lot of people think, I have people, you know, that call and say, oh, I'm sorry that, you know, and I'm sorry that I'm bothering you, and I'm really so appreciative of you helping me. But what you guys don't understand is, you help me way more than I help you. I have, because of my dad and my mom being who they are, I've always been a seeker of knowledge. So I have like all this knowledge, and I learn when I'm not learning. I have all this stuff rolling around in my head, and so if I can give out this information and I can help somebody to do something, that helps me. If I can distract myself from, you know, the things that are going on in our situation, like if it wasn't for this coronavirus, my husband would have been home already, you know, so I have to deal with that, and I walk with that, and that bothers me. But if I can help you guys, that helps me. That helps me get through the day. So I just want you to know that, like, we all in this together. Yeah, it started as transportation, but if I can help anybody, that's why I say what I say. When I learned the information about, when I opened the business, about getting my credit in order, and you know, I always was an accountant, so working with taxes. But if I, you know, I learned this information here, let me show you how to do this. Oh, you doing XYZ, you selling plates of food, you making drinks, you doing whatever, here, open up your business. Let me show you how to do this. Let me show you how to get this done. And you guys think that I'm helping you, but at the same time you helping me. So that's how it works. And just want to say happy Thanksgiving.